All right, morning everybody. Welcome to the next episode here on the One Tile Challenge. Brought to you by, created by, introduced to us by our friend of the channel, Zorch Farming. We are in September now. If you recall, we had a lot of action in the month of August. We got canola planted. We learned how to mulch. We had a whole bunch of questions, and some of those questions are getting answered right now, actually. One question was, or that I had anyways of myself, was if I mulch, will I see weeds? And well, let's take a look at this. So this section here is what I had freshly plowed, i.e. extended the field. So we don't have any weeds there, but indeed we have weeds growing here in our canola. And that was, so this was mulched. It was not sprayed. It was not plowed or anything. So we do have weeds. It does suggest maybe that you get a weeder. I'm going to get a sprayer, I think. So we're still in the kind of early growth stage here, so I can drive in these in the crops with my tires the way they are and not worry about destroying the crops. So that's good news. And I do have I have a sprayer that we're going to use. I had mentioned this in the last episode. Somebody through a Discord channel member was kind enough to point out some very economical sprayers that he had discovered, tested, and has been using. I was going to be using those on a survival series, but I think right now we're just trying to survive ourselves. So we want to get we want to get the weeder. So I don't have any money though, so we're gonna sell some peas here first. Actually, I don't even need to put them on the trailer because the peas are sellable at our little store. So the peas currently, so the current price for peas is about $100 per pallet short of the max. So I'm going to, and I need money. So we're going to short sell these a little bit and make some money. So here, let's see if I tip. Nope. So task number 1 for us today is to get the sprayer and get those weeds killed. Task number 2 will be to put wheat in half of the grass field. So I did a little bit of testing to figure out whether or not we could direct drill into a grass field, and hey man, turns out we can. So that's good news. There's one. There's 2. I want to say that the sprayer is about $1,800, but let's go do this. Let's go sell the rest of those peas, and then we will have a little bit of extra cash to actually purchase herbicide, because that's important. But yeah, so it turns out we can indeed direct drill into a grass field. I was wondering whether or not we would want to, or whether we would need to also apply fertilizer, and it turns out that yes, we could direct drill into that grass field without fertilizer, and we would definitely increase the fertilized levels of the field. But if I do it with fertilizer, like also with the solid fertilizer, then we're going to significantly increase our fertilized state. So we're going to be doing that. So we will begin here with the spraying, and then, well, I guess we're going to begin by selling peas, but we're going to begin with the spraying, and then we're going to move to putting in the wheat. There we go, and there we go. All right, let's get up to the store and go purchase this sprayer. A couple other things I tested. So I want to get, so here's what I want to set ourselves up for the winter. So we're going to, by the end of the day, we're going to have canola growing. We're going to have grass growing still in half that field. We're going to have wheat in the field. We have one dormant field up at the top. The top of the canola field there. I am tempted actually to put grass in, because that half the canola field there is actually going to be an oat field. But I think we don't put oats in until the spring. So I think I can actually plant grass. And we'll be able to get a cutoff of that in the spring before we then put oats in it. So it's actually probably a good, and I think we can do that every year. So we'll end up with an oat harvest, a wheat harvest, and a grass harvest all off that field. I think would be smart. Let me go purchase this, and I'll tell you another thing I was thinking. All right, there we go. This is the Pilmet Kermit, I think. Zermit, I don't know. Sprayer. Holds 300 liters of herbicide. Cost me almost $1,400. I guess needless to say, this came off of it came outside of Mod Hub, so it is a PC only mod. Which I did say I was going to try to use crossplay only mods, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So this is a $1,300 sprayer, and likely, so I checked. I think it costs about $250 to fill it with herbicide at our little bulk fill up there, and then it should hold enough herbicide for us to destroy all the weeds in that half of the field. So that's good news for us. But yeah, so what I'd really like to do is to be able to afford. So A, we got to get the sprayer. B, we got to put the wheat in there. I would like to get grass up in the top end, and then I'd also like to get the 2 gardens in, and then to get the 2 gardens in, get the oil mill in, and then in those gardens grow sunflowers and olives, because we can make olive oil and sunflower oil, and then eventually canola oil. One thing that may be a victim, I believe this should net us about 13 grand. I don't remember what we paid for this, but when I did a quick check, I think I can get $13,000 for this at the store, which would enable us to probably afford a garden and the oil mill. I think we're gonna put one of those signs in. I'll show you where we're gonna put that. You might like it, but anyways, yeah, I think that's what this thing's worth. So by the end of the day, we should be far and away beyond where we are right now. In that we'll have sprayed, we'll have planted, we'll have built, we'll have made some money. We'll have a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so $254 for this. Yeah, so I'll have a lot of stuff going on by the end of the day. Now, my guess is when I go and I put the wheat in, we're probably going to also need to sort of pre-spray for weeds. I think we're just going to freehand this and not use the navigation or the steering assist, because you can pretty much see where the weeds are. But yeah, anyways, it's important to get this done now, so that way we don't have to worry about crop destruction later on. But it's like this is why I love the comments section. I love the Discord. I love all the support that everybody's been able to provide. And when I'm like, man, I really need a whatever, and somebody always seems to come through and tell me or show me or share with me something, which has been great. So like this kind of sprayer is something that we were severely lacking in the game early on. This inexpensive, small capacity, small working with, sure, can fit it on the back of a small tractor. Like, this kind of stuff is gold, and we just didn't have it at launch, I guess. But so I'm grateful to have access to this now. Oh, the other thing, you'll obviously, if you were paying attention from last time, I went extremely painful. I believe I had to fill the spreader up like 10 times. No, 20 times. No, hold on. 5, 10, 20. About 25 times, I think, I had to fill the spreader with lime. So I went and I basically applied a layer of lime to both fields, which then, it made precision farming happy. It definitely balanced out the pH. I believe it's the pH is the lime. And gave us a nice solid green color on the gauges, so that hopefully helps. But that took me a long time, and I spent, what did I spend? Well, anyways, lots of money on lime. And lime's not very expensive either. So also, if you recall, in the last episode, I did mention that I would probably be just recording these episodes back to back. So that was episode something, and this is the next one. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember what number this is. So just in regards to that, I had a cold, if you recall, and I had lost my voice. Well, these 2 episodes are both being recorded with one funky voice that is not fully repaired yet. So my apologies if I'm just creeping you out, but I just really wanted to get back to doing some stuff on this map, and obviously I'm not going to play it if I'm not also recording it. So it was time to try my best to use what little voice I had left and make this work. Other little housekeeping items. We are currently at 4 channel members, which I think is pretty sweet. I still am so embarrassed that I didn't even realize I had 3 channel members. And then a 4th one has since joined. So I did shout everybody out in the last episode. Definitely have nothing set up currently for to entice membership. But other than, maybe just shouting you out every once in a while. But there are some plans that I mentioned in the last episode that I'm going to be working on here to kind of enhance that membership. I don't plan on pre-releasing videos. I may make a video that only goes out to members at some point. But anyways, whatever. We'll see how it goes. I do plan on some personalized on-camera messaging in kind of almost like a newsletter type thing. But whatever. It's in the works. It's not done yet, so not too much to talk about there. And then much like the last episode, because this one's literally being recorded the second the last one was done recording, we are probably still somewhere around that 100 subscriber mark away from hitting 4,000, which is great. So I appreciate the support. If you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed, then I would really appreciate it if you did. If you're going to watch the videos anyways, you might as well hit the button, or don't, whatever. But it would be kind of cool to get to 4,000, and then beyond that, it's 5,000, which is kind of wild. So looks like we're going to have to fill this up once, I guess. Yeah, we're at 3 liters right now. 1 liter. All right, so I was hoping I could get through the entire field without having to fill it up, but that's okay. It's a minimal expense. Another $254. So it's costing us $500 to put herbicide into, and that's only half the field too, really, because the other half of the field is more or less dormant, right? So if you would like to extrapolate from there, then it's about $1,000 to put herbicide in here. So what will that cost when we put wheat in the field next to this, I wonder? So do weeds actually reduce your yield? That's one thing I haven't been able to figure out. Not that I've spent a ton of time thinking about it or researching it, but is it just the attractiveness of the field that deteriorates with the look of the weeds, or is it actually a yield? Does it affect your yield? So my thinking, what I was doing on other series and other stuff is after so basically spraying the herbicide immediately after planting a crop seemed to do a good job to keep weeds away. So I think I might do that. So we'll put the wheat in and then spray, I think. I'm pumped about this sprayer. I can have, as I'm sure all of you also would have, a ton of uses for it, but I've just got a bunch of uses for it. Well, there's the other thing that might go on the chopping block would be that plow, because we're kind of done making fields, and now I'm going to work with sort of shallow cultivation, hopefully, and direct drilling. So we could probably sell that plow. It's got to be worth, I imagine it's worth $4 or $5 grand also. So it may go today. All right, so we have wheat to plant, and we have grass to plant, and it's raining. Okay, just before we forget, let's change this to wheat. Yeah, I really was thinking maybe I wouldn't have to use fertilizer for when oversee or seeding an existing grass field, but no, it turns out it actually has a benefit. All right, so I said I wanted to do half the field, so I wonder if I did this. Yeah, okay, so if I put the lines on there, at least for the first one, that should enable me to, I think this looks like about half, right? It'd be nice to still be getting some kind of grass, but really, if the intention of having grass is just to feed the animals who may or may not even need it, maybe what we'll do is kind of take a little bit extra. We'll go wheat field. We'll have canola up at the top. We're going to get another cut of grass anyways, but then that'll be oats. We potentially can always get a cut of grass Yeah, okay, let's go just a little bit more or less, more or less, more or less. Okay, let's go here for now. All right, just like that, we are planting wheat in an existing grass field. And I won't need these lines, the steering assist after this, really. Although maybe what I should do is just keep it on. It's kind of nice to use. Look at that. That's pretty satisfying. Just cutting a line right through it. Yeah, so now, I mean, we'll have 3 reasonable crop fields there, basically, once everything's growing. I don't know how to gauge which one's bigger, but I mean, this will be a fair size. If once a year I'm sort of rotating grass into these fields, then maybe maybe I don't even need the grass field, and we can put another crop in here. I probably should have some kind of a raincoat on since it is raining. It's only 11 degrees right now, so I may get an in-game cold to match my real-life cold. I'm only wearing a t-shirt and a safety vest. Kind of embarrassed. I was wearing that in the last episode too. I didn't even get changed. So if we bring up the mini map, you will see with precision farming, see how everything's getting super green down there? So we're now planting wheat, which will be fully fertilized. The only thing we're not doing is rolling it, but I will, I think, come through and spray it. Well, this is just working perfectly. Nothing wrong so far. It looks like the seeds are going in the ground. We're getting completely fertilized here, so we should have one healthy wheat field here. I do need to go through and spray it. And again, we're not rolling it, so that'd be kind of maybe the only thing that's missing, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this will be a nice little wheat field here. I think once I get through this last pass, I'll grab the sprayer and just hammer this quickly, and then we will go and get the grass into the field over there before we. So the tree planter, I think what I might do is maybe purchase a few more saplings before we sell it. And then sell it, and we'll use the money for, like I said, for some additional gardens and to put in the oil mill, which I keep saying oil mill. Basically, I'm just going to use one of those signs, and that sign's going to go on the back of the flour mill. So you'll see what I got in mind. But basically, that flour mill is becoming a bit of a hub. It's got the flour processing, obviously, and it also has the firewood sell point attached to it, and then soon it will also become an oil mill, so it'll be a busy spot there. But I kind of like that because in the end we don't have a lot of room, so if I can incorporate a whole bunch of things into that one spot, then I think we're better off. I was tempted to take a little bit more of this field, but I don't think we will. Actually, in saying that, it looks like I did kind of take a bit here by accident, so maybe we'll go one more. It's funny, the sports that I've always been involved in, I've never been involved in like standard sports. I was a skateboarder for a long time, snowboarder, and then essentially then got into like riding dirt bikes. The sport of fitness, did a lot of CrossFit, but I've never been much like a team sport kind of guy or the standard traditional sports. I mean, a lot of hockey from growing up, but I didn't play it. So in like skateboarding, motocross, that you never say, I'm just going to go try that one more time, because that's the one time you always get hurt on that last try. So for me to say, I'm just going to take one more row here means I'm probably going to screw something up and need to do another row. But it's looking like we're going to make it. All right, so there you go. We have a skinny little grass field there, which is almost I probably could have taken all of it for the wheat, to be honest with you. But we will leave some grass there just in the off chance that we get to cut it one more time this year. You know what? We may as well put the grass in over here before we get the sprayer. So here's where I was talking about leaving a bit of room between the fields. Because wait, let's look when you can plant oats. Yeah, so oats can go in March, April. And then they come out basically August, and that's the same time. July, August is the same time as the canola. So my guess is if I plant grass on the oat side of the field, let's say for example we get a good grass growth because I don't think it's going to fully grow before the year's done. So if we get to take a cut off March or even April, and that means we're harvesting in late July or August, that should work because our canola should be ready in July. All right, so I don't really want to plant over the canola. So if we leave a little bit of room, and if I can just leave one little strip there, that'll probably make me sleep a little better at night. So honestly, I think when I started this episode, I hadn't even considered planting grass in this field. I don't believe. So this is a bit of an on-the-fly move, but it really seems to make sense because, I mean, we could just leave the field dormant over like till the spring, and then start working with it in the spring. But if we got an opportunity to grow something in here and maybe make some money off of it, like let's say I get 20 or 30 bales off of it, every 10 bales is like $4,000. So if I get 30 bales, like $12,000, that's not so bad. It's like when you've only got these fields to work with, you really have to kind of juggle a little bit to try to maximize your returns. Did we talk about the fact that we have 10 new sheep? I did not purchase those sheep. Those sheep came from breeding. I guess, like, what am I trying to say? The sheep done had some babies. So we have 10 free sheep, which is cool. So I can't expect that we're going to see much from them early on here in regards to wool or whatever. But it's nice having the 10, and I didn't even have to spend any money for them. I was actually considering purchasing some additional sheep, which I think I still will, because I think we had capacity for like 250 or something like that, and I think we have 55 maybe right now, 45. So I definitely could afford. We could definitely pump some dollars in there. Looks like we got some wool sitting there that probably should be in there with Granny and not just sitting there on the spawn point, because it's not doing us any good there. She's pretty quick. She can make those clothes quick enough, but she's not going to be able to make clothes if she doesn't have the wool. So in a little bit of testing, very very minimal testing with the sign, the oil mill sign. There's all those productions that are basically just signs. It looks as though it should spawn a pallet per in-game day, which I think is probably reasonable, I guess. I don't know, but so basically I just got to make sure I feed it. Oh, that was canola anyways. I don't know if the other ones are more or less, but if I'm pulling a pallet a day and we get a chance to sell that stuff when it's ripe, then that should be good. Oh, look at that, eh? There's all this like rendering glitchy stuff that it doesn't look like I'm planting anything, but then meanwhile it adjusts. Holy moly, there's a lot of driving back and forth when you want to plant stuff. We're almost done here. We got a couple more passes. I have missed the odd little bit, but I'm not going to sweat that. Jeez. Anyway, so from here we're going to get the sprayer out and take care of that wheat field. I don't want to wait for the weeds to grow. We'll just do it now. Don't have to spray the grass field because the weeds aren't going to grow in the grass. And yeah, we got to get that. It's bugging me that wool is over there, and Granny's just sitting on her hands at the shop right now. She should be doing some work. But yeah, I think things are shaping up well. I was checking on the trees, so they're all stage 2 of 4. I did notice that they give you an hourly age, and I think the ones that are sort of the tallest right now, while they all say stage 2 of 4 or whatever, or 2 of 6, or I don't even know what it is, but they have an hourly rate of like 500 of 2,000 hours or something. I don't even know what that means, but we got a ways to go with those trees. Unfortunately, there's been nothing good coming up for sale. There was a cultivator that I noticed early on, but it disappeared quickly. I don't know if it was like the best value, but it looked like a nice enough cultivator. So what are we? We're early on in episodes here, and we're already almost at about 30 hours on this tractor, so that's pretty decent. I don't know how many total hours on the game say we have, but I mean, we've pretty much been using this tractor nonstop. Let's get the wool. Let's give it to Granny. Let's get the sprayer. Let's take care of that wheat field. And then let's get to building. Yeah, this road's not very wide, so if we do end up getting to the point where there's crops growing on both sides, I gotta really have to watch out. I'll check the silage while we're over here also. I really like that stack. It looks pretty good. a silage stack. All right. Go to work there, Granny. %64%. Yeah, we're going to use the lines for this. There's going to be a little patch in the... Well, maybe I can spray that at the end anyways, but just trying to not waste anything here. Plus, I really enjoy the fact that you can just lock into a line, hit the cruise control, and off it goes. I highly doubt a tractor like this, though, would have access to guided steering and everything else. But you know what? It's a game, right? Man, spring's going to be busy around here. When's wheat harvest? So wheat, July, August. Oat, July, August. Oh, God. Canola, July, August. So, yeah, we got a lot of stuff happening July, August. I mean, I guess if you harvest your wheat and then immediately plant wheat again, same thing with the canola. I guess the oats is where we're going to have the opportunity to flip grass in there. Because it's a fairly short growth period. The second we harvest the oats, we can throw grass. I should have done that earlier. I should have put grass in that right away, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So we have any motocross fans out there? It's a big weekend. So I'm recording this on the, what is this, the 21st maybe? It's a Wednesday. Yeah, so 21st. So this weekend is the opener for the outdoor season for the AMA, the American Motocross. Expecting some wild action out of the races. If you're looking for a new sport to follow and you've got an opportunity to watch some of it, the storylines are crazy, the drama, the action is unbelievable. We only really started following it a few years back when we started riding dirt bikes, and oh my God, it's amazing. I wish I'd kind of got onto that a lot earlier. But first race out in California, and it should be crazy. We're gonna have to go refill this in a second. I wonder at the sort of direction that I'm going, how long it's going to take once we finally start paying off the loan. How long it's going to take to get it paid off, because we do owe a considerable amount of money, and we've really not had any traction as far as, you know, having money in order to pay off the loan. So I mean, once we get in a routine of, you know, crops growing and harvesting and selling the productions and all that stuff, I wonder how long that's going to take. We'll have a sell, like if I can hang on to the flour, and I believe the lettuce have a top price in like December or January. So if I can hang on a little bit, it's not huge money, but I mean, it's decent. But then, you know, if each year we can sort of amass more equipment and get to the point where we don't have to buy anything, we can just start putting the money to the loan, then we could be paid off within a couple of years. The one thing that I don't know, and I have no way of gauging, is the firewood production, because we're going to be utilizing all the wood strictly for firewood. Maybe in future years we might want to make like toys or something, but I think we just want to kind of assume that this farm here has a firewood production, and that's one of the ways that we're making money. So I don't know how much that stuff's worth in the grand scheme of things. I know, if I remember on New Frontier looking at it, it's not like an excessive amount of money you're going to get per bag of firewood. It's just decent, but yeah, I'm curious. And then when I cut those trees down, I guess I kind of need to be ready to put more trees in, especially depending on how long this is going to take. So, I mean, if I sell the tree planter, I'm just going to have to buy another one, I guess. All right, so this will be the second last pass. I swear I did one on the outside already, but I guess we'll just have to do it anyways, because it's hard. There's no way for me to know. There's no like texture change. So we'll do the one on the edge there, and then we'll stick the sprayer away. Wait, so at that point we'll have this field done, the new grass field done. We got rid of the weeds and the canola. Yeah, I guess at that point I just got to I want to get those gardens in, right? And then I guess if I have the oil mill going, I don't even have to like move the pallets. I can just set it to like automatically distribute. Some people talking about wanting new tractors already. That would be kind of cool. Seems like a luxury I might not be able to afford for a while, but it would be kind of nice. I don't know that this tractor is really lacking. I do know that if I had to use it in the winter, it'd be tough. But I don't think it's four-wheel drive. All right, well, we'll get this thing parked up, and then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should get more saplings for that tree planter. I'd have to plant them up in the sheep enclosure. Yeah, maybe not. Like, how long is it going to take? So once all those trees are cut down, how long is that going to take to process in the wood, in the firewood production? I mean, I'm assuming that there's a limit on how much wood you can put into it. Yeah, you know what? All right, we're not going to put more saplings in right now. Let's just go sell this thing. Probably take it up and get it washed, and if it needs any servicing. All right, yeah, let's go get this thing. Let's go get this thing dealt with. It'll be at least 13,000, I think. Each garden, I think, is 8,000. So even if like I said, if I can get one garden in and the $5,000 oil mill sign, then you know, we can start growing sunflowers or olives and then just have them distribute right to the production. All right, so this needs servicing. I have $174, so that's, I'm not going to worry about repainting. I can't worry about repainting it. Yeah, $14,000. All right, I'm thinking for the gardens, I can probably fit one, if not two, in front of the existing gardens. So let's just take a quick test fit here. This ground is sort of flat here, but it's a little hard to tell. So maybe if I just run the smoother brush through here quickly. Yeah, so if one of them was like here, and the other one had to be a little more over. Yeah, okay, so there'll still be room for something in there, like a little production or whatever. There's nothing really that happens on the back side of this thing. All right, so there's that. So let me get the water. Whew, stressful when you place those things. With $5,900, I think that little production I'm talking about, the oil mill, is $5,000. So we're kind of left with nothing by the end of this. But we have 200,000 liters of silage coming out soon. So that'll turn into some relatively instant money. Oh, is this? Yeah, okay, there's water in here. I did this before where I went all the way to fill it and realized that later that there was already water in it. All right, we want to get, I want to convert this from open air to closed and secure garden. Let me activate, I don't know whether, I kind of want to put the production in quickly so that way I can tell whether sunflowers or olives are the way to go. Maybe we just do both for now. Okay, so this is the new open air garden. We don't have anything activated. So olives and sunflowers are the way to go. All right, so here's the oil mill. And what I was thinking is that we would just kind of jam this into the back of this building, really. See how the sign, watch, there's a spot where the sign will actually just sit on the ledge. Perfect. Okay, so if we go to oil mill, we activate olive oil. We activate sunflower oil. Then we go back to the garden. And then we say distribute. Distribute that. Now I can go over here and make this look like the other one. Add the collisions. So I'll have to Yep, collisions are there. Whoa. So I'm gonna, I will paint in some gravel and stuff just to make this look good, but I only have $900 right now, so it's not a lot. Did I just screw myself here? No, the harvester should fit through here. We still got a room. We still have room here for a little staging area, and likely the firewood production will go in here somewhere. We could fit another garden in this area here once we have some money. Let's go look at this little sign. Yeah, look, you wouldn't even know. I like that. And then basically just when you roll through here, that's where it goes. I've got to fix that, or follow the fix that was sent to me anyways for that moving placeables mod, because then I can put in the, remember I was using on New Frontier all those grates. I'd like to put one down here where I be dumping the material to make the oil, but I can't move it around right now, so they don't end up sitting very flat. So that's good. Let me get a little bit more water and we'll get it into that garden. Man, this is like a productive episode. Grass has been planted, weeds have been sprayed, wheat has been planted, and then pre-spraying of the weeds over there. We just put in a third garden and a production. Not bad at all, actually. I think I'm probably going to be calling it there. We're going to go put this water, if I can just be patient enough to fill this. There we go. Yeah, I think we're going to be calling that there, because from here, I just need one of the things that we're selling or growing or whatever to, well, including potentially the silage bales, but I just want to put in that. I just want to put in another garden, and then yeah, and then I think we're good. Like this is turning out to be a pretty sort of impactful one tile here. I think we're gonna have a lot going on. We'll go. Let's go now. I'm certain that I said there was something else we were gonna do. I just looked down at my notes and I didn't write it down if there was something. But anyways, I could have sworn there was something else I said I was going to do, and I don't remember what it was. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. We just want to go up here and check on these little baby sheep before we say adios. But yeah, I think this will be, so what are we now? September. So when we move into October, we'll start to see the grass germinate over here and the wheat on that side. And then maybe we get one more cut. Be nice if we got one more cut of grass. Where are these guys? It's supposed to be 10 little people. Little people. 10 little sheep back here. Oh gosh. Hello? Oh my god, yeah, okay, that's small. There's another one back here. Yeah, they're hard to see. Yo. Should I mow this grass, I wonder? And I probably shouldn't take a mower through here if I can barely even see the sheep. Anyways, all right, let's leave that there, guys. Yeah, great progress, according to me anyways. Let me know what you think. I think we're making the most of this space for sure. Perfect. I always got to stand on something. But yeah, so wheat's growing. Grass field has been, chopped significantly. Canola's growing with no weeds. Grass will be growing over here. We'll get a bunch of bales off that. Productions are humming along. Yeah, man, well, I like it. You like it? So we'll leave that there. I don't really know what to expect in the next one. We're, likely going to see some crops grow and figure out where to go from there. The next major sell time would probably be like December, January. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully I got my voice back in the next one. Thanks for putting up with this. It sounds like probably somebody else is doing my videos for me, but no, I can assure you it's me. But beyond that, thanks so much, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.